Good evening. This is Marine Biology News. Trisha Mendoza reporting. In our news today is the Knoll Shores Aquarium, located in eastern North Carolina. The aquarium held an annual birthday celebration this past weekend for their 3 North American river otters, Noose, Pongo, and Inu. The river otter exhibit and the birthday bash highlight the comeback of otters in North Carolina. They had all but disappeared from the state at one time due to overhunting for their luxurious furs and loss of habitat due to development and pollution. Thanks to conservation measures and reintroduction efforts, they once again inhabit waterways throughout the state. Let's go over to the otter exhibit to see what our furry friends are up to.
Why are they sniffing butt?
They're trying to get themselves out. They're stuck in a hole.
There's 2 of them in there.
Yeah, I know, but I think there's nothing.
I don't know, they're just like they're licking
the plate.
I mean, they're really into this scratching mode. All right, my turn.
Get out, little otter. I'm just waiting for one of them to get out.
The aquarium offers a variety of exhibits for visitors of all ages to enjoy. There are slider turtles, spiny lobsters, seahorses, bonnethead sharks, including their largest exhibit, which is the shipwrecked exhibit. The shipwrecked exhibit is the home for a variety of fishes, as well as several large nerf sharks and a large green sea turtles. There are also several photo opportunities. Let's take a look. Knoll Shores Aquarium is not just a tourist attraction. It is a conservation and educational facility too. They offer programs including summer camps, college internships, and behind-the-scenes tours. Let's go over to Brittany, who's going to show us a look behind the scenes. Over to you, Brittany.
So like I was telling these guys earlier, we've now crossed an invisible barrier over into our saltwater section. Where we are right now is right behind the touch tanks out there where you guys see the stingrays, the horseshoe crabs, all that. All of these invertebrates are our education animals. These guys up here are the ones that are rotated off of the front. We don't want them to be touched all the time because that can be stressful for the animals. So we have backup animals basically. Now what I'll do is I'll bring some animals out for you guys to touch. You don't have to if you don't want to, but I'll do the ones that you can't normally touch out there, like the sea stars, for example. They do have very fragile feet, so I'm going to hold it, but I'm going to let you guys touch it. This is a royal sea star right here. And they're part of the family called the echinoderms, and all that means is spiny skin. And as you can see, they do have spiny skin. They're related to the sand dollars and the sea cucumbers and the sea urchins. They've got these long two feet. You see those things right here moving around? Those are their feet. And they're very fragile. They can break off very easily, so that's why we don't let people out there hold them. Yeah. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. Well, I can't do it a second time if you're expecting it. I'll get you though next time. Now, these guys are harmless. Well, to us. When it comes to the stuff they eat, like shellfish, if you guys have ever watched Animal Planet or maybe the Discovery Channel where they film these guys and they speed it up, they're vicious. I mean, they can devour a whole lot. But they're pretty amazing animals. Now, these guys are called calico crabs.
Yeah, I'm not touching a crab.
It's alright. This guy's a little feisty. Let's do another one because he's usually a little more relaxed than that. So let's do a different one. Actually, let's do a sea urchin if I can get one that's not attached. Okay, so this one's called a green urchin, even though it's white. But the purple ones are called purple urchins. You guys can touch this guy too. It's not sharp. I mean, it's a little bit prickly, but it's not gonna hurt you. Now this guy is related to the sea star. They're echinoderms. There are sea urchins that are poisonous, but these guys are not one of them. Or I should say venomous. You want to touch it? Sorry. Any of you guys over here want to touch those sea urchins?
Safety first.
So I have to ask you guys a question. The hermit crabs, are they born with their shell? No. That's right. So who makes the shell? If they don't make a shell, then where do the shells come from? What's that? Snails. Very good. So if you guys go out there later on today, you're gonna see snails like this. This is called a whelk. It's kind of like a conch, but not quite. Conchs are the ones that are found down in Florida in tropical water, and they're vegetarians. The whelks like cold water, and they're meat eaters. They're carnivores. In fact, these guys can use this little trap door right here and their foot to pry open a clam. You gotta be pretty strong in order to do that, right? So I'll let you guys touch them when we go out there. So I'll let this guy go back. But yeah, these guys make their shell. They're born with this. What happened?
Just really
Oh, I didn't even see it. I was like, that's not, I was confused, yeah. Yeah, so he's going back in the shower now.
I guess it doesn't like others.
No, it's just because he's going back in the shell, and so the water's like squishing out as he goes. That was actually kind of cool. But anyways, yeah, so these guys make their shell, and apparently they're very good at squirting water at you.
I guess they...
Yeah. So that would be a whelk. This guy would be a moon snail normally. Let's see. We've got a clear little hermit crab shell in there so they can go in. It's just glass, but it's kind of cool. They don't normally choose to go in it, but if they do, we can like see their body, which is pretty cool. Sweet. Do you guys have any questions so far? That is actually, I'm pretty sure that is a Florida horse conch. Like I said, we don't normally get conchs around here, but he's kind of an exception. They do look a lot like whelks, but they're a little bit different. I'll get out of your way.
Is that a snake right there in the stand?
No, this is a, I'll get him out for you. This is a horseshoe crab. They look kind of like stingrays, but they're an invertebrate, just like these guys. They're not related to stingrays at all. In fact, even though they call them a horseshoe crab, they're actually more related to spiders than they are horseshoe crabs. I mean crabs, sorry. No. Feel free to touch them on top. They are completely harmless. They look scary, but they're not. They've actually been around longer than the dinosaurs. Yeah, he uses the tail to flip himself over, not to hurt people.
It's just a shell, Adam.
It's alright, I know he looks scary. He's not though. If you flip him over, that's why they're related to spiders. It's because of their legs. They're decapods. And their skin, their shell is made of chitin, which is the same thing that spider skin basically, or their shell, their exoskeleton is made of. These guys are really important in the medical field. Have you guys ever heard of people extracting their blue blood before? Yeah, it's blue because it's copper based, so like ours is iron based. And they use it to basically test medicine for bacteria and stuff like that. So they're really important in the medical field. And like I said, they've been around longer than the dinosaurs, and they've changed very little since then. So they're pretty amazing animals. I know they're kind of creepy looking, but they can't hurt you. They don't even have teeth. When I flipped him over, those little bristles in the middle of his leg, that was his mouth. It looks like a toothbrush, basically. Yeah. Cool. Well, if you guys don't have any questions,